The punch came out of nowhere, slicing through the humid afternoon air like a whip. The sharp crack echoed across the Lincoln College quad, drawing gasps from the students milling around. The chubby black kid in the navy hoodie stumbled back, his head snapping to the side as the lead bully grinned wide, his fists still cocked and ready. The small crowd of fraternity boys surrounding him howled with laughter, their smirks full of arrogance. They were bigger, stronger, confident they'd just humiliated the new kid. They thought it was over. They thought wrong, because Elijah Brooks wasn't just any new kid. He wasn't built for show, but what lurked beneath that quiet demeanor wasn't weakness. It was something forged tougher than steel. Something dangerous. Elijah straightened up slowly, wiping the blood from his split lip with the back of his hand. His dark eyes, once calm and a little shy, now burned with a slow, terrifying fury. For a brief moment, a flicker of fear passed through the ringleader's smug expression. A second too late, he realized they had made a mistake. By the time campus security finally arrived, 3 fraternity brothers would be on the ground, one clutching a shattered nose, another gasping for air after taking a brutal blow to the ribs, and the loudmouth who had started it all, lying flat on his back, whimpering for someone to call an ambulance. But the story didn't start with the fight. It started with a shove. Elijah Brooks had arrived at Lincoln College just 2 weeks earlier. Shorter than most of his peers, stockier, always wrapped in his favorite navy hoodie like armor, Elijah had figured out long ago how to keep his head down. Being invisible was safer. Growing up in Flint, Michigan, he'd learned the art of survival before he knew his times tables. His uncle, a retired Golden Gloves champion, ran a dusty boxing gym on the corner of a cracked street downtown. Every summer, Elijah trained there, sparring with men twice his age, twice his size, men who had nothing left to lose. It wasn't about winning trophies. It was about learning when to fight, and more importantly, when not to. His rule was simple: don't start none. Won't be none. But some people just couldn't leave well enough alone. It began on a Wednesday, under the glaring midday sun. Elijah was heading across the quad, arms full of textbooks, when Cole Bennett, president of the Sigma Delta fraternity and self-proclaimed king of campus, shouldered him hard enough to send the books flying. "Yo, move it, fat boy," Cole sneered, not even bothering to glance back. Elijah crouched, calmly gathering his scattered books as the group of jocks cackled nearby. He didn't say a word. He didn't react. Yet, the next day was worse. A trip in the hallway. A spill that drenched his hoodie with sticky soda. Whispers trailing after him like gnats. "Yo, what's that kid even doing here? Sigma's gonna eat him alive." Elijah ignored it all. He had bigger goals. Get his mechanical engineering degree. Make his mom proud. Keep his head down. And he might have kept swallowing it all if it weren't for her. Savannah James was the only one who ever treated him like he wasn't invisible. She was tall, graceful, wore her hair in long braids that danced when she laughed. Savannah would flash Elijah a genuine smile when they passed each other in the cafeteria. Not a pity smile. A real one. He saw her again that Friday afternoon when the cafeteria incident happened. Someone, probably Cole's buddy, accidentally knocked a full tray of food onto Elijah. Burgers, fries, soda. Soaked his hoodie, stained his jeans. The cafeteria erupted in laughter. Elijah locked eyes with Savannah across the room. She wasn't laughing. Her expression was tight, angry. She stood up from her table as if she might say something. But Elijah shook his head slightly. Not yet. He peeled off the ruined hoodie, revealing his black undershirt and arms that weren't just thick. They were corded muscle, trained from years of ducking jabs and hammering heavy bags. Some students noticed. Whispers started. A few even looked uncertain. Cole noticed too. And he laughed even harder. "You gonna cry now, big man?" he shouted across the room. That was mistake number 2. It all came to a head after class later that day. Elijah was heading toward the dorms, earbuds in, minding his business, when Cole and 2 of his lackeys cornered him near the lockers. "You lost, bro," Cole taunted, shoving Elijah hard against the metal. "Maybe you should transfer back to wherever the hell you came from." A small crowd gathered. Phones raised, recording, waiting for the humiliation. Elijah pulled out his earbuds slowly, pocketed them, and looked around. Students leaning against the walls. Some smirking, some nervous, all expecting him to crumble. That he exhaled once, slow and steady, and said in a voice so calm it made the hairs on people's arms stand up, "Don't say I didn't warn you." Cole smirked and swung. Cole was a big guy, used to winning fights through brute strength and dirty tactics. His right hook was fast, fueled by years of brawling on the football field. Elijah slipped it like smoke, and then he struck out a counter left jab. Sharp, surgical, smashed into Cole's nose with a sickening crack. Blood burst out immediately, painting Cole's shocked expression crimson. Cole staggered back, roaring in pain. His friends surged forward. Big mistake. Elijah moved like a phantom. A quick sidestep, a body shot to the first guy's ribs. The sickening crunch of breaking cartilage was loud enough to make nearby students flinch. The second goon came in swinging wild. Elijah ducked low, pivoted, and slammed an elbow into the side of his head, sending him sprawling. For a second, it looked like it was over, but then Cole, face a mask of blood and fury, charged. He never stood a chance. Elijah exploded upward from a crouch. A headbutt caught Cole square in the mouth, knocking him backward. Before Cole could even process what happened, Elijah hammered a vicious left hook into his liver. Cole folded forward, gasping like a landed fish. And then, for good measure, Elijah delivered an uppercut so clean, so brutal, it lifted Cole's feet off the ground and he hit the floor hard. Silence fell like a hammer. The students, still recording, stared in stunned disbelief. The bullies who'd ruled the campus halls with cheap shots and intimidation now lay in the dirt. Elijah adjusted his hoodie, what was left of it, and looked around slowly. "Anyone else?" he asked, voice low and calm. Nobody moved. Nobody even breathed. The videos went viral within an hour. By dinner, the story had spread across campus like wildfire. Yo, the new kid's a beast. Cole's still in the infirmary, man. I heard Elijah used to box pros back home. Someone even swore he was undefeated underground. The truth was simpler. Elijah wasn't a thug. He wasn't looking for fights. He wasn't some street legend. He was just tired of being someone's punching bag. Savannah found him outside the library the next day. She leaned against the brick wall, arms crossed, a knowing smile tugging at her lips. "So," she said, pretending to study her nails, "you box?" Elijah shrugged, that rare ghost of a smile touching his lips. "Little bit." From that moment on, Elijah wasn't invisible anymore. When he walked into the cafeteria, people made space. Not out of fear, but respect that he had shown them something no viral video could fake. Strength without arrogance, fire without cruelty. The bullies learned that real power doesn't roar. Sometimes it simply waits, and when it strikes, you never see it coming.